I played Thrall to level 25. Here's what I learned. With few glaring weaknesses, Thrall's well-rounded kit is a strong addition to any team. You got a clicky-zappy poke, you got an aim and shoot root, and you gotta go fast. On top of all this, you can heal yourself. There's not much Thrall can't do, but all this flexibility comes at a cost. While Thrall is pretty good at everything, he's outclassed by more specialized heroes. His poke is strong, but it's not scary. His root comes out fast, but it doesn't last that long. And while move speed is very useful, you're still walking into the fight. Despite these shortcomings, Thrall's self-sufficiency and versatility ensures there's always a way for you to contribute to the match. You could say Thrall's greatest strength is his self-reliance. He can definitely carry his own weight. Because of this, people typically play him in the solo lane. Only a handful of heroes can properly contest him there. Chain Lightning lets you poke multiple targets at a distance. The jumps are random, but you can use this to hit further than its cast range. Because of its short cooldown, you can just keep zapping people, bullying them from safety while healing yourself. Thrall's other ranged ability is Feral Spirit, a piercing skill shot that comes out quickly and roots enemy heroes. Rooting a hero also increases the distance that the spirit travels, giving Thrall the ability to ruin a conga line. Since these two abilities can hit multiple targets, it goes without saying that you should fight around multiple targets. This usually just means fighting with the minion wave. That way you'll maximize Thrall's damage and healing output. But how does his healing work? Well, first you need the ability to count to 5. And I know that's hard for MOBA players, but just remember, it's this many. Hitting a target with an ability grants you 1 stack of Frostwolf Resilience. At 5 stacks, this many, you get a nice little heal and the stacks reset to 0. Join me for a moment in the land of imagination. You're playing Thrall and you get to the lane. It's you, the minion waves, and an enemy hero. This gives you 8 potential targets to work with. The 7 minions and the enemy hero. Chain Lightning hits 4 times. Boom, 4 stacks. And we're going to pretend you hit every single minion and the enemy hero with Feral Spirit. Bam, 8 stacks.
8 plus 4 is 12. Divided by 5 is 2-ish.
2 abilities, 2 self-heals. Yeah, I know it's idealized, okay? My point is you can heal yourself twice with 2 abilities. And we haven't even talked about Wind Fury. Wind Fury increases Thrall's move speed by 30% and doubles his attack speed for 3 attacks. This many. And while active, Wind Fury will grant you 1 stack of Frostwolf Resilience for each one of these attacks. And 12 plus 3 is 15, divided by 3 is 5, which smooths out to 1 heal per ability used. You know, ideally. It's possible, and I know the number of targets is gonna change, like, all the time, but between all of his abilities, you should be able to reliably proc at least 2 self-heals. With all this healing and all this damage, Thrall is able to consistently outtrade most enemy heroes, killing them or forcing them to retreat. This gives time for Thrall to push a lane for experience, grab a mercenary camp, or rejoin his team for a team fight. And boy is Thrall good in a fight. With high physical and spell damage across abilities that can hit multiple targets easily, and being beefier than he looks, Thrall can be quite the threatening presence. Now, because of how dangerous he can be, playing Thrall you'll often find yourself focused down by the enemy team. And here's where you'll start to see his weaknesses. Frostwolf Resilience incentivizes aggressive use of spells, and this means you'll generally be using Feral Spirit and Wind Fury to engage, as you should, but with or without move speed, you're still running into the fight. And if things go south, you can easily find yourself isolated with no means of escape, and you have a lot to dodge with those 4 seconds of Wind Fury. With all the crowd control, high damaging AoE abilities, and the high mobility of other heroes, Thrall can have a hard time closing the gap. And once you're in, you're in. You win or you die.
Oh God.
Given that a lot of his beef comes from being able to heal himself with his abilities, Thrall is particularly vulnerable to crowd control. And yes, every hero is vulnerable to being stun-locked. But since he has to use his abilities to survive, if you hold him down, he just explodes. So how should I play Thrall? I'm glad you asked. Since he's so versatile, when playing Thrall, you should try to maximize your usefulness. If the other 4 heroes on your team have good teamfight, take the solo lane. Once you've won the lane, you can push on the wall, go take a camp, soak another lane, or even join your team for a gank or a fight. You can leverage Thrall's strengths to create space for yourself to gain value somewhere else on the map. Playing in the solo lane will familiarize you with his abilities and how his healing kit works. It should also violently teach you map awareness. Taking camps is good. Taking them at the right time is even better. Have a general idea of how long it takes Thrall to clear a camp. That, plus objective timers, can ensure that you're giving your team as many advantages as possible, and learn when to commit to a team fight. Even if you die, chances are Thrall can force a favorable trade. Look, dying's not bad as long as it's not pointless. All of these skills that you pick up while playing Thrall can easily be transferred between other heroes. That's why I think Thrall's a fantastic pick for new players. Yeah, the learning curve from melee is rough, and you're gonna get beat up a whole bunch. But there is no greatness without suffering. Let's talk about his ultimates. Sundering rounds out Thrall's kit quite well, giving him a large AoE stun that can split and disrupt the enemy team. It can be used to finish off escaping opponents. It can also be used to save escaping opponents. If you've already secured the kill, just hold it. Saving an enemy hero is worse than doing nothing. Everyone might pretend it's okay, but slowly you'll stop getting invited into games and your friends list will quietly dwindle in number, and you'll just be sitting there in solo queue wondering what life could be like if only you were cool, instead of trying to look cool. Though not as flashy as Sundering, Earthquake should not be underestimated. Covering nearly the entire screen, Earthquake pulses every 4 seconds for 12 seconds, doing minor damage and cutting enemy move speed in half. By itself, it's not very threatening, but it makes teamfights spicy. Dropping Earthquake as the enemy commits can throw off the whole engagement, revealing ambushes, providing vision for your team, and making it easier for your friends to hit skill shots. Here's some notable talents. Ancestral Wrath is a wonderful talent if you find yourself up against healthy opponents. Now it's 2 kinds of stacks, but it's 1 Wrath for every 5 Frostwolves, and you need 8 Wraths to use it. That's this many ability hits. Once active, it puts a dot on an enemy hero, draining their hit points by 15% over 3 seconds, and healing you for 150% of that amount. I'll need to tell you what not to do with it. Come on, you guys are smart. Thunderstorm enhances Thrall's threatening presence at range, adding damage and a slow effect to Chain Lightning. There's just one thing. Hitting the same hero consecutively with the initial cast of Chain Lightning will reset the quest stacks to 0, which is absolutely worth doing if it secures you a kill. You only need 5 unique casts to restack the quest anyway, and you should be able to count it to 5 by now. It's a fun little minigame. Wind Rush provides Thrall with much needed mobility, giving him a teleport with all the benefits of Wind Fury. It gives you an extra option to escape if you need it as well, but it's way more fun to catch people off guard, because the only thing that's scarier than an orc running towards you is one who's already there. Well, there you have it. A general overview of Green Jesus. Did I miss anything? What are your favorite builds? Do you know any tips or tricks with Thrall? Let me know in the comments. Tell me your secrets. Bye. Covering nearly the entire screen, Earthquake pulses... Earthquake?